Hey you guys, today we're doing a video, and yeah, I'm in the third time with the same background, and the only time it actually looks nice. So yeah, you guys, I don't know about you, but I celebrate this thing at my house called Saint Nick Day. It's where basically you get like this little stocking of gifts, and you get like chocolates, like a little something to guess see if you're good or not. If you believe in Santa, I do not. And yeah, I have my stack of Blu-rays and DVDs right here. Only one Blu-ray, like 5 DVDs. So yeah, I'm gonna be ranking every single Saint Nicholas movie that I own from worst to best. Let's get into this. Coming in last place, the bottom of the barrel, the movie that I think is a guilty pleasure. Not a good movie. Justice League. Now, let me get this straight. I still think that it's a fun time. I was never bored by this film. I found the interactions of the characters quite enjoyable, but it's just overall not a good film. Steppenwolf is an awful villain. I don't know what they were thinking. And I definitely did hear some rumors that Zack Snyder wanted to make a film with two parts, but they said it has to be a 2 hour long movie, only one, and that is a problem in and of itself. And Zack Snyder decided to quit, and Josh Whedon just had to get it done. And you really can see that in this movie. This movie is a mess. You can see the reshoots. It's a guilty pleasure, but not a good movie at all. It is really bad. So now there's a pretty big step up from this movie, which I'd give it like a 2 out of 10. And then you got this movie, which is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now I have this into a collection, so I don't know how I could fully represent this, but Spider-Man 2 is my number 5. Now, I still think 49% of this film I love. I love the relationships with Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. I love the themes about relationships and all that kind of stuff. I love the performances. The person who plays Harry Osborn gives a pretty good performance. I like the villain of Harry Osborn, except for the fact that he was a little bit too much like a goblin. I still found him pretty good, and the action sequences are quite enjoyable. And I found there to be some pretty good visuals inside of the mix. But 51% of this film is bad. The character of Electro is so cartoonish, and it's kind of a plot hole how he got like shocked from electric eels, I guess. And it's not that believable. But Gwen Stacy has an emotional death. I should probably bring that up. But I really think Mark Webb could make a good Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think they should give him a shot. Probably put in a new actor, because Andrew Garfield's like, what, 30? I don't know. He's like in his late 30s or something. So I guess get a new Spider-Man. But I feel like Mark Webb's, give him a shot. So I gotta say, give him a shot. But this is a mess of a film. There are like 5, this movie is like, this would have been 4 movies. There's one that Mark Webb's wanted to make, and 3 that that Sony wanted to make. And I blame Sony fully on this. They really screwed up. If they just stuck with Mark Webb's idea and had the Goblin in there, this would probably be in my top 3 or my top 2. And maybe one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. But it's just overall really a bad film. Very messy. Very choppy. And just feels like they took a bunch of sticky notes and just put them in random order. And then put them in this movie. And that's essentially what this movie feels like. Because there's not a big action sequence at the end. It just shows him about to fight the Rhino, and then it ends the movie, and I really didn't think that was a good idea at all, and I think it's a really bad, very messy film, and I feel like they could have done it better with this train wreck. Well, I only got like 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, so I should probably hurry up. Okay, coming up next is Kong Skull Island. Now, this is an okay film, a very guilty pleasure. The characters are very boring. The story is very cliche. But I love the action. I love the visuals. It has a pretty decent score. And I love the CGI. That's pretty much all I can say about this film. Nothing else. It's just a guilty pleasure with some good elements that make it a good movie. Coming in number 3 is Suicide Squad. I love this movie more than most people did. I'll say that much. I love the Suicide Squad in general. Jared Leto gives a pretty good performance. Not as great as some of the other Jokers, but still gives a quite good performance. And Margot Robbie does a phenomenal job, just embraces Harley Quinn. Will Smith does a pretty good job at Deadshot, and I love the character. I like the character of Deadshot, about how he's this person who does this for his daughter. And I love the villain of Amanda Waller. She was a really, really, really good villain as this person that thinks she's doing the right thing. And I just thought that was really interesting. The plot is very dull, besides the fact that you bring on these characters again in the Suicide Squad. I found that part of the plot unique. But the villain scheme is bland. The villain overall is bland. Besides Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is a good villain, even though they're not the one they're trying to take out. But she's still a good villain. And I found her, I just found this movie good. Better than most people, but not a great film. Okay, so like I said, this is a collection. So coming up next is The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I found this film really, really good. It's a reboot that does something unique that the original one did, and I find that very cool. And I love the thing with the parents and all that kind of stuff. And kind of a little bit of themes of overcoming bullying and finding love. And I just love this film. It's a great, one of the best superhero reboots in my opinion. A very underrated film, a very mixed film. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are lukewarm on it, neutral about it. But I think it's a good film. I really do. And I feel like give it another rewatch, in my opinion. Or if you haven't seen it, just watch it for the first time ever. I just think it's a good, solid movie. This is kind of what I wanted The Amazing Spider-Man to be. Not completely like this, but something that kind of took on what this movie did and do better. So coming at number 1, this movie I just watched yesterday, and I loved it. The Hunger Games. I love this film. Candace, I think her name is Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is pretty much embodies the role. Does a pretty good job at Katniss. I loved her chemistry with Peeta. I thought that was quite good. And I love the concept of how these people and the capitals and all that drama that came with it. The visuals were really good. Some of the action sequences I like. Some of them didn't like it because of the shaky cam thing. It only annoyed me a little bit. I give this movie like a 9.3 out of 10. It is a really good movie. And I just felt injustice, but it gives an ending where the bad guy doesn't get taken out, but you still feel satisfied. And I feel like that's overall just a good ending. Overall, this is a great movie. And yeah, so that is my ranking of all the St. Nick movies. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm going to be doing an end of the year ranking of every movie I saw after probably Jumanji 2 or if I see Black Christmas. So yeah, that is my ranking. Peace out.